From OneHive, and it is time for another attack strategy video. Been a while since we've done one that I probably should have done a while back, but nevertheless, better late than never. Here it is. We are going to be talking about how to hog attack at Town Hall 8. So this is for all you Town Hall 8s out there. Hope you enjoy it, and I hope it helps you guys. The only thing that can stop hogs, and when I say this, I know I'm going to get asked, I would never recommend a Town Hall 8 trying to do a hog attack with lower than level 3 hogs. But guys, if you're going to be a hog attacker, get your hogs to level 4. Get them leveled up. There's no excuse not to. Okay, so I know it takes some grind, it takes some time, but if that's what you're going to do in war and you're going to take war seriously, get your hogs to level 4. It's going to be better for you, better for your clan. The only thing that can stop your hogs at Town Hall 8 is the clan castle troops, if they're not taken care of properly, and giant bombs. That's it. Nothing else can stop them. There's not enough spring traps. The defenses can't do enough damage to your hogs. If you swarm the base, you can take it out as long as you know how to deal with the clan castle troops and the giant bombs. Now, obviously, the first one, the clan castle troops, you simply have to make sure you get the lure. You have to empty the clan castle. You can't be leaving it partial. You can't do a partial lure. If there's even one level 6 wizard in there, you're done. He's going to fry your hogs. You've got to empty it out. So commit to that. Have a plan. Know how much it's going to take, and maybe send one extra. Whatever you're going to lure with, whether it be hogs or giants or barbs, depending on where the clan castle is, get it empty at all cost. It will. I can guarantee you, if you don't empty it, you will fail your hog attack. Okay, so that's step number 1. Get the clan castle lure empty. Now, as far as killing the clan castle, you've got a few options. You can do it the way we used to do it back when I was Town Hall 8. You just sort of bring them to a corner. You know, you drag them out here to the side, surround them with archers and a few wizards, you know, bunch them up and then just surround them. That way they're having to shoot in all different directions. And even a couple of wizards on opposite sides is probably going to wipe it out, whatever it is. Just, you know, if it's a dragon, we used to have to deal with that. Same thing. Bring enough archers, wizards, things like that, just to bring it to the side and surround it. Don't drop them all in one spot where splash damage kills you. Encircle it and then keep the circle going. If he takes out a troop right here and then he turns this way to shoot the next troop, refill that troop. Drop another one there. Keep the circle full. Whatever's there will eventually be taken out, and commit to it. Don't try to skimp on that. Now, you want some cleanup troops if at all possible, but overwhelm whatever's in that clan castle. Don't try to just skimp on it and drop the bare minimum. Throw a few extra in. So the clan castle's taken care of. Now all we have to worry about is giant bombs. When you're scouting your base, guys, most Town Hall 8s, you're going to be able to tell where they're likely at. This base, for example, you can see there's only a few possibilities. You've got a spot here. You've got a spot here. You've got a spot here, there, and there. Now, obviously, they could be on the outside of the base, but that would be very silly if you put them there. We're not even going to talk about that. Also, these are incredibly silly if you put them there. They're surrounded by storages. There's no defenses there. So clearly, you got a giant bomb up here and a double down there. Now, if a single bomb, let's say this was not here, and there was a spot for a single bomb in the core, you don't have to worry about pre-triggering single bombs. Your hogs, especially if you're level 3 or 4, can make it through a detonation of one giant bomb. As long as you have that area pre-healed, not healing after the fact, pre-healed, your hogs will just work their way through it. Okay, so we're talking about really double giant bombs is the only thing that wipes your raid out. If you can pre-trigger bombs, pre-trigger them. It's worth it. Let's look at this base here, for example, that King is going to take out. You've got one cannon blocking these bombs. That's it. So even 3, 4 hogs, they come in here, they take this out, and they trigger 2 bombs. It's a good trade, guys. Always do it. I would do it before the raid ever started. King does it on the back end, but it's okay. It does work. We'll talk about that more when we get there. But trigger those bombs. Get them out of the way. That way your hogs are safe. Now, let's clear this out of the way here, and we'll actually mark where the bombs are and talk about what King does to this base. So if you're scouting this base, honest to goodness, guys, and you don't you don't scout this, that's where the bombs are, then you need to practice your scouting, because it's pretty obvious that's where they have to be for this base to make sense. What King does, which is good, it works well. He sends 5-6 hogs in on this archer tower. They go from there and they trigger this bomb. They also get the clan castle alert, so he's done 2 for 1. That's great. When your hogs can pull double duty, that's always a bonus. So send those hogs in a way to where you can trigger a bomb and get the clan castle alert, all the better. So he does that, takes the CC up top here, does just surrounded them and takes them out that way. So that's great. Now, the mistake that I think King made, and the next thing that we need to talk about, once you've got the clan castle taken out, once you've pre-triggered whatever bombs you're going to pre-trigger, is heal placement. Really, it's the biggest thing at Town Hall 8 hog raiding, and it's the thing I see the most mistakes of, is heal placement. You have to understand hog pathing to know how to place your heals. Okay, so depending on how you're going to attack this base and where you're coming in at, before the raid starts, you should have an idea of where you're going to place your heals. Especially in Town Hall 8, it's a little tricky because depending on how the base is, you might not have big groups of defensive buildings. But remember this entire core here, nothing can hurt you there. Those mortars aren't going to hurt your hogs. The air defense obviously can't hurt your hogs. The only thing you've got is that King to worry about, but that's not that big a deal. If you've got a big group of hogs coming through the core, he's just going to take out 2 or 3. You can sacrifice that. So think about, when you're thinking about that, think about where you want to place your heals. King comes in from the top of this base with his hogs. So to me, obviously you'd want to place them, if you've got 3 heals we're talking about, if you do a 2-finger drop, you're going to want to put them here. That just makes sense because you've got Teslas that pop. They're going to be in these sections. I believe there's in these sections here, and I'm not sure what the third one is. I should have looked at that. But anyways, I'm sorry. But this is your point defense. This is what's going to hurt you. Drop your heals there. Now, once your hogs get to the core, they're gonna join back up. Okay. And again, if you need a heal there, fine. But really, you don't need a heal in the core. Try to be patient with your heals. As the hogs peel off, if the Tesla's right there, that's a good place for a last heal. It's better to get your heals in early and keep your hogs alive than it is to save it for the very end. Now, the one thing I don't like that King does is he drops his clan castle full of max level hogs down here and sacrifices them to take out these 2 giant bombs. Now, the idea was excellent. It's exactly what you should do. Sacrifice a few hogs, take out this cannon, and as they run to this mortar, they're going to trigger both these bombs. That's great, but don't sacrifice your max level hogs. Use them up top and send in some of your level 4 or level 3, whatever you're using hogs, as the sacrificial lamb. He uses a whole clan castle full of max level hogs to do that and loses all of them to the double bombs. The idea behind it, excellent. Just think it through a little more and use the troops to the best of your ability and the best of what you got. So to recap, and we're going to get to this first attack and then we're going to look at a few more. Scouting the base, knowing where the possible bombs are, if at all possible, pre-triggering them. If there's no double bomb spots, guys, don't worry about it. Just know that you have to pre-heal those locations. That's where you're going to have to use your heals, and think about hog pathing at that point, how you might be able to path your hogs around one of them. Even pathing around one of the giant bombs is a big deal. Take that clan castle out, make sure it's empty, make sure it's fully lured, and you have a plan to take it out, and then heal placement. Think about where you're going to put your heals before the raid even starts, where your hogs are going to be spending the most time. If you got a big group of defenses, put it on the defenses. Don't put it in places that are, and you'll see when I talk about King here, he drops 1 heal right here, and it's covering basically 1 defense. The storages are covered by the heal. You'll see that a lot in this raid, but not to beat up on King. It was a great hog attack, but just focus on those heals where your hogs are going to be standing the most of the time and use your heals there. Let's get to the first attack, and then we'll go back and look at another base. Okay, King, as we said, drops about 5-6 hogs up top. Going to take out this archer tower, and then they're going to walk right over that giant bomb. You'll see the clan castle troops are already emptying out. Right there, they're emptying. Boom, 1 bomb down, and the CC troop lured. So very nice there. Good idea of how to pull double duty, basically, with his hogs. Brings them up top, just going to bunch them up, and does a good job getting them in a nice location here. But then, like I was talking about earlier, really commit to it. When it's time to take it out, spread those troops out more of a at least a half circle. You sort of did a few line spaces in front of them, and too much of that was bunched up for the splash damage of the wizards. But good job there. The clan castle troops are down. Now you can see just sending his hogs in. Mass hogs. You don't have to get real fancy with your hog deployment at Town Hall 8. You'll see right there, the clan castle goes down at the bottom, goes up, boom. Both bombs triggered. That part's beautiful. The bad part, well, it was the group of level 5, the max hogs that he let go down to there. Again, you'll see the spell placement, that one up there, covering a lot of storages, stuff like that, that was not in the ideal location. That bottom one, okay there, but just try to plan that out a little better. Think about where your hogs are going to be standing for the longest. Get the most out of your heal spells. But again, gets the job done right there. You see that the hogs, they're going to get their way through the base with no bombs to worry about. He's just got a few left. He did lose quite a few to spring traps, but there's never, you don't have to worry about that. It's not like the spring traps are going to ruin your raid if you do everything else right. The reason he was short on hogs was the heal placement. But plenty of cleanup troops coming in there, just wiping it out. Cleaning up the base, gets the easy 3-star. So good job there. Let's go back to another base, check it out, and talk about how we would scout it and how we would take it down. Alright guys, here's the next one we're going to look at. It was an attack by Anna Bender, and sort of step one, just scouting the base out. Looking at the possible double bomb positions. In this base, there's really not any good double bomb positions, but you've got bomb spots here and here. I guess he could have a double there, but that would be kind of silly. And then really, there's nowhere else inside the base that he could have even a single double bomb. These are all 1x1 spaces. So you don't have to worry about that. The other logical place would be out here. You see this opening, whether it is 2x2 spaces. So probably someone there. Then you've got these little inlets that have a 2x2 right there. So this is nothing here except for don't deploy your hogs right here. Just look for things like that, guys. If you're going to deploy your hogs anywhere else, you can see that there's really no 2x2 spaces besides there. So don't pick that spot to deploy your hogs. You never know where someone's going to put a bomb like that. So that being said, what Anna Bender does here is really nice. It's really thoughtful. Think about this when you're doing it. Again, the most damaging, the most likely place for bombs is in these areas right here. This doesn't really matter because there's not defenses to hold our hogs there. And then the entire inside of the core is fine. So what Anna Bender does is I think he sends 6-7 hogs, a pretty good amount, right here at this, and even expends a heal right there to keep these hogs alive. He wants to take all of these defenses out, okay, and get all the way into these spots to trigger whatever bombs are there. Successfully does it, and again pulls double duty, pulls the clan castle out once he gets in range there. So look for those opportunities to do that, to eliminate double bomb spaces. Even if they're there, use a chance to take out the area. Now, even if he had not triggered those, let's say he just took out these 3 defenses, pretty much at that point, these bombs are nullified. There's no reason for his hogs to go there. If he deploys from this side of the base, his hogs will go to this mortar, and then they will either go down to this one. They might get what I call a glancing blow. It's not going to wipe his hogs out, or they're going to run up completely away from it to this archer tower. So again, get the clan castle alert out, get it taken care of, then do something along these lines to eliminate or pre-trigger possible giant bomb locations. After that, like I said, as long as you're not sending your hogs in on top of this, it almost doesn't matter where you send your hogs. We didn't touch on the king. The king is really just a tool in this attack strategy. Can be used for a few different things. If there is a possible place that he could go to to trigger a bomb, obviously use him for that. That's a great use for him. He can distract and tank a little bit for your hogs if there's a lot of point defense in an area, or you can swap him with a king like this that's exposed. All of those are good uses for your king, so be looking on the lookout for those opportunities. Let's watch this attack, see how Anna Bender did it, and then we'll check out one more video. Okay, as we talked about, he sends in this group of hogs. Sorry about the lag right there. Sort of a two-finger drop, sends them in and drops the heal. Now he's going to take out both of those point defense and then the wizard tower. And at this point, he's in range of the CC, so he's getting the lure. And then right there, any bombs in those locations are going to be triggered. Doesn't even take the hogs out. He goes ahead and takes out the mortar as well because he's got the heal down. One bomb you can deal with. Had there been a double there, might have taken out his hogs depending on the range. But regardless, it wasn't the point to get any deeper in the base. The point was to defuse those locations, which he successfully did, and again, double duty, got the clan castle lure. Here he just works them back and forth, getting them in a nice tight ball. When you've got some wizards, you want to do that, and then right there, perfect. He just surrounds them with wizards. Those wizards are going to take it out. And you see he had 3 wizards left over. It's okay. Overwhelm them. One other thing I want to point out is that he brought them to the side that was already cleared out. So now those wizards are going to go on cleanup duty. There's no defenses there to take them out, and he deploys his hogs on the same side of the base. That means now he's protected his cleanup squad. Something we do a lot in Town Hall 9. Right there, the hogs are working their way through the base. The heal placement's pretty good. One giant bomb over there where we talked about, but now they're going to the last few defenses. Look how many hogs he's got left over. He went to send his king in there for a swap, just sent it a little bit too late because the defensive king had already started chasing the hogs. Should have done it a little bit earlier, but just overwhelmed this base. Guys, if you don't have double bomb locations like this base didn't, it's that easy. Get the CC lure, trigger a bomb if you can in the process, and then keep your hogs healed alive with heals throughout the base. Let's go to the next one, and then we'll wrap this up. All right, guys, here's the last base we're going to look at. Before I get to scouting out this base, there's something I forgot to mention at the start of the video, and I want to mention. These were all CC kills done by surrounding it like that. You can bring surrounding it with wizards, witches, or archers. You can bring witches in your clan castle as a Town Hall 8 to take care of the clan castle troops. It's not as cost effective, and witches are really not that great of cleanup troop. So it's probably better to practice this way of surrounding them and getting good at it than it is to just rely on witches. But witches are an effective way to do it if you've got that at your disposal, if your clan has those. And you want to do it that way. Be sure to bring a few barbs to send out before you deploy your clan castle of witches, because the barbs are going to distract while the witches are spawning their skeletons. That's the key. Get something down. Do not let the CC troops target the witches first, or they will take them out before the skeletons get out there and draw aggro. So remember that, but probably best to practice these techniques of taking them out without witches. Looking at this base, really only a few spots for bombs that make sense. There could be a single bomb in that location. There could be a double bomb right here. That's it, guys. That's it for the base. Now you can say, yeah, you could have a bomb there, but it's not even where nearing defenses. It would be kind of silly. So that's all you have to worry about really is these 2 locations. Now that being said, this is if a double bomb is here, it's very easy to take care of that, and Digix does a good job of it. He starts the raid by sending in a few balloons to take out a few of these outlying defensive buildings. Someone with a base like this obviously doesn't have a real good grasp on what they need to do to make a good defensive base. So there's a chance, an off chance, but there's a chance that there could be some bombs in these locations right here. Just throwing them out there outside the base. If that's the case, it could wipe you out. So taking these out, these outlying defenses, one, it's a good trade as far as cost wise, and 2, it does protect you from someone with a silly setup, wiping out your hogs on the outside of the base. So Digix starts with just sending a few loons, a few hogs, takes out those outlying defenses, and then he sends a giant and a hog. Giant right here. The giant's job is to beat on this wall and lure the clan castle troops out. The hog's job is to trigger the giant bomb. Sends it right here. It's going to run up here and trigger this first bomb. Now, he doesn't have to trigger both of them, because remember, as long as we pre-heal, we can deal with one giant bomb. So now, once he does that, and there is a giant bomb there, by the way, once he does that, no longer does this base have any spots for a double bomb situation. I'm sorry, I didn't mark one possible single spot right there. This base would no longer have any double bomb situation. So all you have to do is place your heals properly, and you're going to be fine. This base has a little different than the other ones. It's not as spread out, more clear-cut heal placement locations. If it was me, Digix sent his hogs in from this direction, which is fine. If it was me, I would have a heal probably right there just to protect if that was a bomb. A heal as they run through in this area, and then a heal right there. So that pretty much covers the base. You know, these splash damage aren't going to hurt your hogs bad. You've got your hogs standing in heals most of the time. They're dealing with point defense. So that's just what I would do. You know, you've got a little leeway, but we will watch how Digix does it, and really the beautiful part of this raid was the pre-trigger of that one bomb and eliminating the double bomb set. So let's watch it and see how it goes. All right, here we go. Again, the first thing that Digix did is just taking some loons. Really didn't have to do that on this base, but it is a precaution, and sometimes it's a good thing. They're just, you know, good trades, like we've talked about in other videos, cost-effective wise. Then the giant goes down, and that one hog right there, you see the bomb go off. Now, this base no longer has a double bomb set. Remember, only 3 bombs at Town Hall 8. Right there was a double set. One of them's triggered. So now he just has 2 giant bombs to deal with, and they're going to come at separate times. So that is a huge leg up on this base. Brings the clan castle troops over to the side, just, you know, working them together. Going to drop a few distraction troops and surround them with archers and wizards, just like we talked about. Perfectly acceptable way to do it. Then he's going to send his hogs in, and again, sending them from the same side as those troops. He's going to protect those 2 wizards. Not a huge deal, but those 2 wizards are, you know, throughout the life of the entire raid, a lot of damage going out there. Does not have his Barb King, or he could have just swapped it 1 for 1 there with the defensive king, but didn't have it available to him, so doesn't have that option. But good spell placement there. You'll see how he's got it a lot. The hogs are standing in it for a long time, even on all those defenses there. Still standing in the heal. So really nice heal placement on this raid. Held on to the CC hogs to the back end. A lot of people do that. In this case, he probably did it to try to keep his hogs from, it's a travel distance thing. I like to have all my hogs down and running around because it's just a cumulative DPS thing. Things are going to go down quicker. You'll get through the base faster, but still, it was fine to do that, and it was effective. And then had the heal pre-healed over the last bomb position. That's it. I mean, the base is already wiped out. Going to take out those pesky skeletons, and then it's just cleanup time. Has a few wizards for cleanup to help, but plenty of hogs to handle it. Remember that hogs are one of your best cleanup troops, so having a lot of hogs left over, never a bad thing. I hope this helped you guys. I hope you get those hogs leveled up. Hogs are one of the very most effective troops at Town Hall 8, so get them leveled up, help your clan out, and get those 3-star guys. Until next time, Jake from OneHive, doing my best to help you guys suck less.